representatives from our national and regional referral hospitals, ladies and gentlemen. I bring greetings from Clinton Health Access Initiative, and I relay apologies from our country director who had another conflict, but asked that I share a few remarks. We're a global organization, and we operate in more than 30 countries, including Uganda. We work at the service of the government to improve access to life-saving commodities, including HIV. Our journey on HIV self-testing began in 2018, where we worked together with the SCP program, and we implemented a pilot project to demonstrate how the country can adopt or scale up self-testing. Honorable Minister, we thank you for championing self-testing and helping Uganda serve as a center of learning for other countries. We know, unfortunately, that we have limited resources, and yet we want to increase the number of people who are testing and are aware of their status. And in order to do this, even though you introduce self-testing, if it can't fit within the existing resource envelope, you have to be creative. And so today is particularly important because we now have increased the portfolio of options that the government, PEPFAR, Global Fund, even the private sector can choose from while using the same resources. And that is for us critical because we know that we don't have an endless pot of resources. So again, we'd like to congratulate the country on making this progress, and we wish you all fruitful deliberations.
Thank you very much, Lorraine and the CHAI team. Honorable Minister, also with us in the room, I had not mentioned, we have a team from the KCCA Directorate of Health. Wherever you are, if you can kindly just raise, Dr. Owondo and the team are here. And Honorable Minister, that team is going to be very instrumental because we are depending on them to help us as we roll out these kits. We also, I believe, have some mayors with us in the room. If we have any of the divisional mayors, can I kindly ask them to just raise their hands for us to note your presence? I see we have a couple of them. We'll try and recognize you individually. Thank you so much because we depend on you for this. Honorable Minister, you've heard about the fact that not only are we bringing this cost down for this self-test kit to less than $1, but also, very importantly, it's going to be produced locally starting this year, which I think should have had a much bigger hand clap when Leon mentioned it. Being able to produce a product this revolutionary on our soil, I think, is testament to where we are going as a country. And it is now my honor to invite the person who is going to be responsible for making sure this product is available here on the local markets, the Managing Director at MHS, Dr. Cedric Akwesije, to come and tell us a little bit more about what we should look forward to before we hear from our chief guest. Please give him a big hand clap as Dr. Cedric comes.
I'm so delighted to stand in front of you here this morning. Thank you, and you're welcome. We know that for a long, long time, Africa has depended so much on importation of health products. To give you just a simple figure, we import as a continent 99% of all vaccines used in the continent. We import quite a lot, up to over 85% of therapeutics, the drugs. We also import almost 95% of diagnostics in this continent. And the question was, for how long are we going to continue to do this? What is our plan? What if wherever we are importing from, okay, they are teaching me how to, and it has gone off. Okay, so, and for how long are we going to do this? Some of us had to do this. Okay, so Microhim Scientifics is a locally made company. This is purely local. Before I start this presentation, I was waiting for them to switch on. So now let me start the proper way of doing it. So the Honorable Minister, I was still just excited. The Honorable Minister, DG, the Program Manager, Protocol observed. My previous speaker really had a very nice list, which I don't have. Thank you for doing it for me, so Protocol observed. We are here, and we are a locally owned Ugandan company. We started over 10 years ago. We've been importing these products for over those years. But something was at our back of our mind. How do we solve the issue of this importation? How do we do import substitution? A lot of pressure came on us during COVID. As a partner to government of Uganda has been bringing in products, the questions were, can you bring these products? And we were as good as those ones who had not participated in importing products. Why? No country was willing to supply. And not only that they were not willing to supply, they also had too much pressure, which called for rethinking. Should we really continue to depend on importation, or we should do something? So fortunately, we had a couple of partners we were working with before on importation, and that's where we started from. So today, I'm here to tell you, I don't want to eat a lot of time. I know all of you have very busy schedules. I want us to go straight to show you what we have prepared for you. So at Microhim, we have prepared to start locally manufacturing diagnostic products and vaccines in country. I want to thank the Honorable Minister, your leadership at Africa CDC, all across the support we are getting, the President's support for health and for the initiatives of manufacturing products locally is very evident and immense, and this has given us a lot of energy, and I don't know how to say it in English, if I could say it in my language, but I think like some kind of comfort that go ahead. So I've taken you, so we started 2012. We managed to set up Test and Fly. This was a panic mode. It wasn't well thought through. We just set it up because we needed to provide a service. So after that, we started establishing local manufacturing, and we did that with our partners. We have another partner who's not here, is an American company called Deseret. And that's why you see a company called Deseret Microhim. We now had to look for other partners. We had worked, myself and Rion had met way back in 2014. selling his product. So this time when he came back, I told him, I'm sorry, I'm not going to import your product. You either give me the technology you are using at your home, or I will not sell your product. So he had to accept. He had no option. I told him, if you are going to sell here, we must make the product here. He said, no, do you have the money? I told him, yes, we have the money. We have the money in the country. He said, are you sure? Well, of course, I knew I didn't have all the money. But I knew that with all your support, we can make it. And I want to assure you, we have finalized and we are making it. I'm going to show you a launch date in this presentation. So, we also established vaccine access initiative to support in access to vaccines. We had a very big issue. Do you remember when my colleague there is from Canada, is Ugandan, but he's Canadian. He told me a story. He has come to support us. Dr. Sule, you can stand up and see. This Dr. Sule Semalulu is a Ugandan from Ruwero, but a Canadian for 40 years in Canada. He was heading Canada Health Canada, which is an equivalent of our NDA here. So he has come to support in establishing vaccine manufacturing locally. He has intense experience. I actually was a bit doubting a bit until when we met with the head of NDA, National Drug Authority Executive Secretary. He said, this is a big resource. I said, okay, that's good. So he's here, and what are we trying to say? What we are trying to say is that we are going to walk this journey until the end. All we need from you is the support, continue the support, and we will see Uganda join other African manufacturing countries, both on diagnostics and vaccines. These are different partners we've been distributing for. Everybody here, you see how we've been trying to move around looking for products. Do you know what they call Bakazibaja? I don't know whether we are going to be Bakazibaja. I wanted to say that in Uganda. Yeah? But it's okay. Next. So in 2021, we embarked on a journey of establishing a WHO qualifiable manufacturing plant for diagnostics. Today, I'm here to tell you that we have completed that plant. You're going to see how it looks like. And it has capacity to produce 50 million tests per year for RDTs. It has capacity to produce 80 million tests for PCR. These are viral load and different viral loads. HIV viral load, hepatitis B viral load, HIV EID, COVID, and any other tests that we may decide as a country or as a continent that is of importance and is needed. So these are the different products that we are going to manufacture. These are already in pipeline. And we are going to launch by 24th of November this year. We are going to launch. You should be able to get these products from your Ugandan manufacturing plant. This plant, by November, will have NDA certification. It's built for WHO qualification, but all of us know in this room that WHO PQ doesn't come easily. Even if you qualify, it will take you a little bit of time. All right? So, these objectives, this is our objective as a company. So, one is to establish a world-class manufacturing facility, both for vaccines and diagnostics. We are not into pharmaceuticals. That area, we are not there. We want to concentrate on vaccines, on diagnostics. We want to produce for you a product that is quality. That's why we are striving so hard. For the last 3 years, we've not tried even to say anything anywhere. Why? We needed to make sure that even if we get the NDA, we are supposed to get the FDA, we're also supposed to get the WHO. This begins from the foundation, how you dig the musingi of the factory depends or can actually fail you to get a WHO PQ. So all those processes have been taken care of, and that's why it has taken us this long. There's a lot of challenges, but one of the challenges we've been having as a continent is pandemic preparedness. This is also our objective and strategy, that we develop our full R&D facility to support both the manufacturing, but also to support the continent and the country if any virus, any bacteria, anything comes up, any outbreak. We should be able, in the next 2 to 3 years, we should be able to develop our product from scratch. Go to Zika forest, go to Chanamukaka, and pick the virus locally here and analyze it and be able to make a product of our own. This will solve issues of neglected diseases, which do not have capacity, which other continents don't see value in investing in. There are diseases here which don't make sense to Chinese, to Americans, to anyone, because they are not there. They don't make business sense. But they make health sense to us as a country. Next slide. So, this is how our product is going to look like. We have HIV-1 profession, and this is how it's going to look like. And we have called it our local name, Quick Test in Uganda. I had someone called Salongo here. This is one of the quickest way you can say this. Quick. This quick is meaning it's a quick in English but written in Uganda. Quick test. Why did we decide to call it quick test? We want to make sure that these tests, they are easy to use. This is HIV professional, but it would be we have reduced the steps so that even if you don't have a professional person, you can still do the test. Next slide. Oh, you gave me this and I'm doing next slide. Let me see. Okay, so the other product which you are going to have on the 24th is malaria. And we have called it Expert PF. These are our local names, Expert, PF Expert. This test, you know that all our current malaria tests that we've been using were targeting the HRP2. Now, this one, we have added another antigen, thanks to our partner Wondfo, who developed this product before and got all the certification. We will be having our kit will have both HRP2 and PLDH. This is an advanced test to help target or even those malaria plasmas that have lost the HRP2. Because sometimes what has been happening, you go to a hospital, a clinic, they test, and they tell you don't have malaria. But practically, you have malaria. It's because it has lost the HRP2 target. So in this new one, we have added the HRP2. I want us to give a special thanks to Wondfo biotech. As a country, it's not easy. I want to explain something here. It's not easy to have another company accept to give you technology transfer. I want us to give them an applause. Thanks to Professor Ree, thanks to Rion, and the full administration of Wondfo, that they accepted to give us this technology to support our African continent, to support us, to be able to do something for our own. Thank you very much. One slide back. This person is moving so fast. Back, 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 back. Back. Okay. Okay, next. I think that one. All right. So, oh, Jesus, this guy. Okay, thank you. So, what you see here is a world-class manufacturing facility located here in Uganda. And I want to invite you all. Don't say I didn't invite you. I want to invite you now. The letter will come later. Please, on 24th of November, it is a Thursday, please come all. Let's celebrate. This will be the first diagnostic plant, manufacturing plant in East and Central Africa. That I can sign here. You can cut off my hand if you find another one in East and Central Africa. No other country in East and Central Africa has set up. But we have others that have also set up. We have South Africa, we have Morocco, we have Senegal and Ghana. So in others, total in Africa, we are 5 countries that have gone this route. Secondly, we are the second in the whole continent to set up a molecular diagnostic plant. Honorable Minister, this plant will be able to produce viral load test kits for HIV, for hepatitis B, any viral load test kit, EID, HIV drug monitoring test kits for the whole continent. The second one is in Morocco. I know. So what is happening is, once this is launched, we expect that we are going to move over, and that's why we are struggling so much, and we continue to request your support to push for WHO PQ, to push for all the localizations that we may need in different countries, Kenya. Of course, there will be a lot of requests to make sure these products is accepted, to Africa CDC, and all this we know with your support we shall attain. All what you are seeing, these other slides, those are all equipment that have been set up to make sure that we meet the standard. I don't want to say technicalities here. Next. Those are all equipment. Thank you very much. Come 24th of November, let's go and launch. We want to have something like what you saw, how the Chinese company has also gone all over. The same thing we want to have here. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Dr. Cedric. I love your energy and your excitement is clear and very visible. Honorable Minister, before I invite the person who is worthy to invite you to come and speak to us, allow me to recognize some other people that are with you in the room to celebrate this launch. I have Mr. Sid Ahmed, who is the chairman of the United Somali Community in Uganda. Thank you so much for being with us. We're also joined, Honorable Minister, by Commissioner and Executive Director at the National Health Lab and Diagnostic Services. This is Dr. Susan Nabada, who is with us in the room. Good to see you, Doctor. We've also been together the whole morning with Wilson Nyegenye, who is Director of Operations also at CPHL. Thank you so much for being with us. Now, it's my honor to invite the Director General of Health Services. Honorable Minister, before you came, we were joking with Dr. Mwewesa that he's never angry. I've never seen him angry, and his smile somehow always lights up a room. So I'll give him the honors of inviting you to come and address us.
Thank you very much, MC, for those kind words. Honorable Minister, General Manager, Wondfo Biotech, Managing Director, Microhim, colleagues from Ministry of Health, National Referral Hospitals, DHOs, MDAs, colleagues from the press, protocol observed. It is still morning, I believe. Good morning. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to keep this very brief and very short for two reasons. One, most of the technical issues that I would have talked about have been talked about by the previous speakers and in the video that was highlighted here. But two, my minister is not just political, but as many of you know, she's also a technical minister. So she will also be saying some of the things that I would have said here. But three, we are also running a bit out of time. We thought we would leave here by 11:30, but I can see we are getting a bit time bad because we are supposed to be in another event where the minister is supposed to officiate, and that was supposed to be by 11. So, ladies and gentlemen, I want to welcome you all to this very important function where we are launching the Wondfo HIV self-test kit and the testing for young men being the major campaign for this test kit. I want to thank all of you who have come to witness this very important launch. But I also want to thank all of you because I know all of you in this room have been very important stakeholders, very key stakeholders in the fight against HIV and AIDS in this country. Many of you know, I want to believe many of you know this, that we have the 3 95s, the first 95, second, and the third 95. And we are doing very well in the second and the third, but we have challenges in the first 95, where the first 95% means that 95% of the people with HIV should know about the HIV status. According to the last survey, it seems we are not doing very well in this area. And the most people blamed for that are the adolescents and the men. And this is one of the innovations that will help us to improve access to those people so that we can be able to test and many people know their sero status. So this system comes in handy at this time, and it has been approved and recommended by the WHO and also approved by Ministry of Health, and will help us to get more people tested. Because it's very convenient, you just get your kit, and you recall there was a very good demonstration there of how it is used. Get your kit, sit in your sitting room, test, know your results. So it is confidential, it's convenient, but it also gives you a very good environment for you to test yourself without necessarily running to the lab. But as you heard, if you get a positive, then you need to go through the system to confirm your positive status. If you are negative, then you know you are negative. I also want to confirm that this kit was tested and validated by the Uganda Virus Research Institute, and the evaluation showed 100% sensitivity and 100% specificity. So, as a Ministry of Health, we are very comfortable with the kit, and ready to use it. So following on this, a field pilot test of acceptability and usability was also done, and it was found that 98% of the people found it very acceptable, and 95% said it was easy to use. So basically, most of those indicators show us that we are dealing with a kit that is easy to use and is good for use. And as a Ministry of Health, we developed guidelines for HIV testing, and self-test has been incorporated as one of the methods for testing for HIV. So as we launch this, there will be a wider community self-testing campaign targeting mainly men. As I said, men have been cowards in terms of testing. So here you have an opportunity to get a kit that you'll go and test yourself without fear. It will later on be extended to other areas, but we'll be starting with a few areas. I've already said that once you get a positive test, you need to go through the referral system in order to confirm your positivity. But if you are negative, then it is fine with you. Finally, Honorable Minister, I wish to reiterate that for all kits in this country, they must go through a validation system through Uganda Virus Research Institute and through CPHL. And we are working with National Drug Authority to make sure that we rid this country of all the quack HIV kits. And especially this is a problem in the private sector. Hey, if you want to clap, please clap. Because it is to our interest that if I test and I use a kit and it gives me results, I'm sure of those results. But if you have a kit and it gives you results and you're not sure whether you are actually positive or negative, then that's really very dangerous. It can put you on a medicine which you are not supposed to be taking because you may be actually not positive, or it can give you a false confidence that you are negative when actually you need to be helped. So we're really working very closely with the NDA and National Drug Authorities here. We want to go in the field and identify all those kits which have not been validated by the National Drug Authority, by the Uganda Virus Research Institute, and eliminate them from the community. But I also want to emphasize to the private sector, you have kits which have been proven, which have been validated, and you have been told that they are very sensitive. So why do you go for importing kits you are not very sure of when there are these kits here? And the cost is not very expensive. So what is the main reason for you to go for kits that have not been validated by the country? Please avoid that and stop that. Finally, I want to thank Wondfo Biotech for bringing this service to our people, to our country, and especially for the local manufacturing that will be taking place here. And just to comfort you, when you do manufacturing here, when you produce products here, they are not just for Uganda. It's a very big market, both the public, the private, but also the region. Uganda has a big region here, a big market. You have Southern Sudan, you have DRC, you have Tanzania, Rwanda, Burundi, even Kenya. I don't think, Cedric has just told us, most of these things are not being produced there. So when you produce these, you have all this market here for your products. So please come and produce here. Thank you very much, MicroHim, for bringing these investors here. That's what the president has been promoting. We must bring investors to produce these products here. I want to thank my program team, the staff of Uganda, of our HIV program, for working very closely with our partners. We are achieving all these successes because of the good collaboration between our program and all the partners, all the civil society organizations. Actually, if you find in the Ministry of Health, it is the HIV program which has most of the biggest number of stakeholders, starting from the public sector, private sector, civil society, implementing partners, development partners, all of those are there. And we achieve all this because of all those stakeholders, but also because of the good working relationship we have with those stakeholders. Finally, thank you very much, Honorable Minister. We all know how busy you are today, but for committing time to come and officiate on this function, we don't take it for granted. Thank you, thank you, thank you very much. And at this juncture, I take the pleasure of inviting you. Before I invite Honorable Minister, I want to pass apologies from the PS. The PS is out of the country, so she's not available to participate with us, but she sends her greetings and her commitment to this innovation. So please join me to welcome the Honorable Minister of Health. She does not need introduction in this country. Honorable Minister, please come and address the congregation and also launch the kit. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, DG. Allow me to recognize all of you in your various capacities because of time challenges, and you allow me to skip protocol. Since protocol has been repeated several times, I want to appreciate our representatives from Wondfo Biotech China and our partners who are here, the UN, CHAI, PEPFAR, and representatives of implementing partners. Allow me also to thank the Wondfo Biotech Company Limited and their local partner Microhim for partnering with us to strengthen the delivery of HIV testing services to the people of Uganda. I am glad, and I know all of you are, to learn of the $1 access partnership between MedAccess, CHAI, and Wondfo Biotech that has made the Wondfo HIV self-test kit an affordable WHO pre-qualified test kit for Uganda and for many other countries. You will all be aware that we are working with our partners to scale up comprehensive HIV prevention, care, and treatment programs. We are implementing high-impact behavioral and biomedical. These critical interventions have resulted in the reduction of new infections and AIDS-related deaths to 54,000 and 17,000 respectively in 2022. Those are still very huge numbers, but if you go back in history to where we came from, this is remarkable achievement. Today, we are here to launch the Wondfo HIV self-test kit that has been demonstrated to offer high-quality HIV test results here in Uganda. The kit has been evaluated at Uganda Virus Research Institute and is an additional tool in our campaign for HIV testing, which is key for HIV prevention and control interventions. We shall emphasize a combination of routine rapid HIV testing algorithm together with HIV self-testing to ensure that we access services to all who need them. Whereas we have done well with HIV testing in the general population, there are subpopulations that remain behind. And these include children, adolescents, men, and key populations. Self-testing will enable us to reach out to these groups, and more especially men, as well as groups at substantial risk of infection
and those that may be in hard-to-reach areas who might not readily access the routine services. Through self-testing in their convenient environments, we will be able to diagnose patients early for timely antiretroviral therapy initiation. This is vital for improving treatment outcomes and prevention of HIV transmission. The scale-up of HIV testing services will be done following the 2022 Uganda Consolidated Guidelines for the prevention and treatment of HIV and AIDS in Uganda. Self-testing will be promoted and targeted to ensure high yield for program efficiency. I want to appeal to Wondfo to ensure that the kits remain available and that at any one time we must never run out of. It will be important to ensure that we have the requisite financing from our development partners and from government for the procurement of kits. And therefore we shall work together to ensure that this is the case. It will also be essential that we have adequate resources for demand creation and awareness so that they are utilized appropriately. I therefore call upon Wondfo to work closely with the Ministry of Health and the implementing partners to support these activities. As I conclude, allow me to appreciate Wondfo for partnering with Microhim to have these products manufactured locally here in the country. Many of you are aware that the World Health Organization, the African Union are promoting local manufacturing in Africa. And you're all aware about how passionate His Excellency the President is about local manufacturing in Uganda. We therefore all look forward to November 24th, when we shall be able to commission this manufacturing plant here in Uganda. And I want to appeal to Microhim and the partner to ensure that every bit of this plant meets the international standards, so that we are proud when we launch it, and that the products that are manufactured there are also procured throughout Africa and the rest of the world. Allow me to appreciate the team that has been behind the development of the Wondfo self-test kit. I thank the team who are planning the self-test kit campaign for men that we are launching today. And I want to call upon the men to respond. There are very many men in this room. Perhaps you would like to start with yourselves as good examples. And I already know that there are samples of the test kits all around. You can pick a sample, disappear somewhere, and return quietly. And then you can discuss with Joshua. Joshua is available. You don't have to discuss with all of us, because your health is in your hands. And a good example begins with you. Therefore, continue to work very closely with our AIDS control program and the Uganda National Health Laboratory Services so that this program is a success. Lastly, allow me to appreciate our development partners who are working very closely with the government of Uganda and unwaveringly financing our HIV programs. I thank the US government through PEPFAR and the U.S. government agencies, CDC, USAID, DOD. The UN family, there are very many, but let me attempt to mention them. WHO, UNAIDS, UNICEF, UNFPA, UNDP, and UN Women. The Global Fund, Irish Aid, Clinton Health Access Initiative, Unit Aid, and other bilateral and multilateral partners. I wish also to thank the key partners involved in this partnership, including Wondfo Biotech, CHAI, MedAccess, UNAIDS, and MicroHim for this collaboration and for the support in enabling a successful launch. I know there is a process for the launch. I don't know whether you want me to declare it launched. I need guidance. If you say I declare, I will declare. If there is a procedure, let me know. But I wish to thank all of you for listening to me. Is there a process? I distribute to the men.
Honorable Minister, we will kindly ask that you...
Okay, I'm told I distribute to the partners and to the men. So allow me first of all to declare that it is now my honor and pleasure to launch the Wondfo HIV self-test kit and commend it for use in HIV programs in Uganda. It is also my pleasure to launch the self-test campaign for men in Kampala. And I want to appeal to the women, please encourage your husbands to get these kits, your husbands, your boyfriends, your sons, your partners, your workmates, to pick these kits and carry out the test. Remember, we are running a race, 95, 95, 95. And we are behind with 195, and here it is. So tell the men, the women, please tell the men to do the needful.
As you said, Honorable Minister, the men are here, you can start with them. I see DG and Dr. Cedric.
Joshua has whispered to me that when I give you the kit, you go and test. And you tell me your result.
Honorable Minister, before they go and test, can we ask that you take a photo with them? Also, as you launch the testing for men in Kampala, the Minister of Health for the borders in Kampala and the chairperson will also join in this photo moment. And as soon as you do that, we'll also ask you to sign, because you can't declare without actually putting your signature. We have a table where you'll be able to do this. So the Honorable Minister will hand over the kits, and then I will ask that they will come back to the main platform so we can be able to take a group picture with the test kit in the background. So I'll ask Dr. Cedric and Leon and DG and Mwame Chiviri and Mwame Basoga to come. The Honorable Minister will come and join you on the platform in a bit. If there's a way we can move the podium, that would be great. Honorable Minister, together with our men, the cameramen are advising that we can stand in front of the kit so we can get the kits in the background for this group picture. And then the Honorable Minister will append her signature digitally on the table over here as we take these pictures and declare the self-test kit officially launched.
Dale, ale, a ver,
as soon as the Minister signs, can I ask Dr. Oundo and the KCCA team comes? So you need to come and receive some kits as well, so that we also declare the launch. Honorable Minister, I promise you we haven't stolen your signature. You are just doing the official launch. Your signature is on the screen behind you. So we'll ask the Honorable Minister to just come and hand over another set of kits to the KCCA team. We've launched the main one, so now we want to do one with the KCCA team as they start the testing for men. Also, a reminder that while the kits are less than $1, we actually have them available for free, so make sure you go with the kits. And as the Honorable Minister said, you make sure you go and test. And the mayors as well, if we can ask the mayors to come and also join, because you are our key partners, so our divisional mayors, together with the Directorate of Health at the Kampala City Council Authority. As you've heard the Honorable Minister saying, you men, we are depending on you. Please make sure you go and test. And as we did previously, we'll come and do a quick group photo together with the Honorable Minister and the mayors to launch the testing for men. Thank you very much. God bless you. God bless Uganda.